For her directorial film debut, Maggie Gyllenhaal has given us a stark psychological drama about motherhood, and it's nabbed 3 Academy Award nominations, including one for Gyllenhaal herself for writing the screenplay. Let's talk about The Lost Daughter. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new Oscar-nominated film, The Lost Daughter. You can watch it right now on Netflix. It has earned 3 nominations. I mentioned Maggie Gyllenhaal, who has her feature film debut here as a director, but she also wrote the screenplay for this, and she is nominated for the Best Adapted Screenplay, but also 2 actresses are nominated here. Olivia Colman for Best Actress in a Motion Picture and Supporting Actress for Jessie Buckley, and they play different aged versions of the same woman. Olivia Colman, of course, playing the elder Lita, and Jessie Buckley as her former self about 30-40 years ago. So before we get into this specific film, I do want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We're winding down really on the Oscar nominees. I've reviewed almost all of them at this point, at least in the major categories. And there's a couple of them left, but this will be the last one in the actress category. So you can check out my other videos all over the channel with the Oscar Watch name in the title. And that will let you know that, yes, this was, in fact, nominated for an Oscar. And, of course, the Oscars are coming up in about a month's time. So The Lost Daughter is currently on Netflix, like I said, and it involves Olivia Colman as this woman, Lita, who is on vacation. But she becomes sort of obsessed with this young mother and daughter, the mother in this case played by Dakota Johnson. And she watches them on the beach and sort of strikes up a bit of a friendship with one of them, with the mother, Dakota Johnson. But it gives her sort of pause and reflection about her own mothering skills back in the day, where she maybe did not do the best job, I guess we could say. And Oscar nominee Jessie Buckley then plays the younger version. So this is one of these films on Rotten Tomatoes that is very, very divisive between critics and the audience. Usually, a lot of these Oscar-nominated pictures do tend to be more in that, like, camp of, well, this is sort of maybe a little pretentious, maybe overly, pulling at the heartstrings, or, too manipulative emotionally. But this is a pretty wide swing. It's got a 95% for the critics, a 48% for audiences, as I am recording this. So that's a pretty big swing, and as usual with things like this, I fall somewhere in the middle. It is certainly, for me, a 95 on this. No way. So let's talk about both the positives and the negatives here. So let's start, I guess, with the positives. I do think Olivia Colman is one of the most talented actresses around. However, you may hear this if you watch my upcoming Oscar snubs special. I don't think she deserved necessarily to be nominated for this role. She is very, very good here. She's always good. I think maybe we could have made room for a couple of other people, but I think she does a very fine job with the material. For supporting actress, I think the gal playing the younger version of her, okay, she's fine as well. And Dakota Johnson is very good. I actually... Look, the 50 Shades movies are what they are, but I have always been a fan of Dakota Johnson, even if she's in a bad movie. Usually I sort of don't blame her for that. But the projects that she's been picking in the last 3 or 4 years are very interesting. I think it gives her interesting characters to portray. Peanut Butter Falcon was one of my favorite movies the year that came out. I think maybe that was 2019, and she was excellent in that. She was a great part of why that movie was so fantastic. And she's very, very good here as the frazzled mother, looking towards this Lita woman for advice and to sort of let her in on her secrets. Little do we know, of course, that, or little does she know, I guess I should say, that Lita was, sort of a bad mother growing up and yelled at her kids and beat her kids and didn't really want to be a mother, it seems, So the flaws of this. Yes, the acting's great. And I will say the scenery's beautiful. You know, Maggie Gyllenhaal in that department, the directing is a little bit scattershot overall, which we'll get into, but beautiful scenery, you know, a lot of beach scenes, a lot of beachfront property scenes. So very, very nice in that regard. It's pleasant to look at, even with some of the more heavier hitting themes. So that leads us, though, into the negatives, which I think the directing, I don't want to say it's necessarily a negative, but I think Gyllenhaal sort of has a lot of work to do in that department, because I feel like the movie does go at a slower pace than it needs to, and I also think the flashbacks don't really help with that tone. I think it slows down the movie really every time we go to a flashback. And again, this gal playing the younger version of Lita is fine, but I think maybe one or two, all right, you need more than one. So maybe 2 or 3 scenes of that, and I think we would have understood what the elder / present day Lita is feeling. But we keep going sort of back to that well, and I'm just not sure it was necessary. I think it slows down the pace really every time that we go to that well. Other than that, I also think the movie is very, very sort of dreary, and I can respect the fact that we have a mother who, in her, you know, her later years, is sort of reflecting back, oh, I was a bad mother, and I did this wrong and this wrong. I get that, and I can appreciate it. But clearly there's something with Maggie Gyllenhaal and mothers. One of my favorite movies of hers is called Sherry Baby. She's the star of that, and she plays this drug-addled mother. And, you know, so I don't know what the constant theme is in her own personal life, but she seems to be drawn to these sort of questionable mother scripts, and that's fine. I think we see a lot of moms who are, you know, great and gung-ho, and that's fine. I don't mind seeing necessarily a mother that has gone down a different path. It gives us something else to look at. But we just reviewed a movie also nominated in the Best Actress category, Penelope Cruz, in Parallel Mothers, and I think almost everything that movie had to say about motherhood and the different ways that takes effect, and the highs and the lows of that, I think everything in that movie was done better than it is here. So yeah, I actually found this a bit of a slog to get through. I think they really could have used a little bit of editing on both the script and just in the director's chair. I wish Gyllenhaal would have been a little bit more focused. But yes, the performances are great. I can't deny that. Olivia Colman is always good. I don't think she's going to win Best Actress, but I think she's always welcome to the table. Although this is a crowded year for actresses, I don't know if I personally would have nominated her when there's only 5 slots. But look, she's an Oscar winner already for The Favorite, so she's always going to be good. So you don't have to worry about that. It's everything else that comes with the movie that maybe makes it a little bit questionable. So I'm going to leave The Lost Daughter with a B-. Definitely could be improved. And 3 nominations, I think, could be a little bit much for this particular film. So that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.